everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for being willing to help me out. If you're watching this beyond when it premieres, then please do feel free to make comments down below anyway, because any and all feedback is extremely welcome and appreciated. So yeah. So like I said, I really appreciate you guys coming along and being willing and happy to help me out. As the thumbnail and title would suggest, the aim of this video is to talk through some ideas that I have around changing my channel and what you guys think of some of the changes I want to do, what you think of my channel in general, what you think I could do more of, less of, all of that sort of thing. Sorry, just needed to adjust slightly to be a bit more comfortable. Anyway, if I'm looking down, it's because I have a computer next to me with all of my talking points, so I might look down to the side like this every so often. That is why. So guys, I have to be honest, part of the reason that I'm making this video and that I want to make some changes to my channel, because I'm failing rather miserably at one of my goals, which was to not worry so much about how my channel is doing in general, what people think of it, how many views I'm getting, how quickly I'm growing, all of that sort of thing. Some of you who are watching probably have channels and probably are doing really, really well. Some of you may feel the same as me and feel that you aren't doing as well as other people. This is in no way meant to be me having a go at anyone or anything like that. But when I see people who are celebrating their first year on booktube with 1,000 or more subscribers, I can't help but feel like, first of all, what am I doing wrong? And second of all, what do they have that I don't? The answer to these questions seems to elude me. I don't know that I'm doing anything wrong. I don't think I'm doing anything particularly differently from most other people here on booktube. And I don't think that in general I do anything in particular that is different from those people that do grow really quickly and really, really well. Perhaps it's personality, perhaps it's any number of different reasons. Perhaps people like what they read more, who knows. There are things that I can't really change, like what I look like, what I am like as a person, the algorithm, how YouTube promotes me or doesn't. All of that sort of thing is pretty much out of my hands, and I'm not looking for help with that. What I'm basically just here today to do is to talk with you guys who are my subscribers, who are my watchers, who comment on my videos already, who join me and have a good time, who I really, really love chatting with, because as much as I want to grow on YouTube, I also am aware that there are people who are here. I have 350 subscribers, well, a little more. So there are people who are here who have chosen to be here. So any changes that I make, I don't want to alienate those people. I don't want to make them go away. I want to change my channel for the better, both for myself, for all the people that do currently watch my channel and enjoy my channel, and potential new subscribers that might come along. So I thought, well, actually, I have to give a shout out to my friend Alison, because she actually suggested that I do this. Before I continue, side note, Rowan has just been called into a meeting, so I apologise if you can hear him chatting in the background. He did say he was going to try and talk quietly so I don't lose my momentum. Yeah, you might hear him in the background, so apologies if that is the case. That's just how these things go. Anyway, yeah, so the basic idea is I recently realized that you could premiere videos, and I thought, you know what, this could actually be really useful for a video like this, because whoever is there could comment as I'm chatting and let me know what they think of it, and then I can chat with you guys in the comments as it's aired. You know how it works. So if you're there and you are chatting and you're making comments and you're making suggestions, thank you so very, very much. Really, really appreciate it. Going back to what I was talking about in regards to comparing myself to other people, I do realize that that's not necessarily particularly helpful to do, but I'm sure we all experience that where we can't help but notice. YouTube is very specifically designed to want us to get subscribers, so all of the efforts in YouTube is to encourage us to get subscribers, so we therefore consider our channel worth based on our subscribers. So it isn't the be all and end all, and like I said, I really appreciate all the people that are subscribed, the people that watch, the people that comment, the people who I communicate with on Twitter and other forms of social media, people such as Ellie, Connor, Lana, Cece, Chloe, Helen, who I go on lives with, who we chat and have fun with, people who jump onto those lives and chat with us and have a great time. I really, really appreciate you guys, and I just really want you to know that I really appreciate you. So I wanted to get your feedback, basically. So to that end, that is what this video is about today. As I've said, I do encourage you to, as I'm going through, make comments, suggestions, injections, etc. Injections? You know what I'm trying to say. I do have a few different talking points that I want to talk through with you guys today, things I've been thinking about in terms of my content, my aesthetic, etc. The first thing is my aesthetic. I'm pretty happy with the aesthetic in general, but I do think that it is worth tweaking, and to that end I do have some new channel art that I have thrown together from Canva that I will show you now. So it should be on your screen right now. This is what I'm going to put up as my channel art banner. I hope that you guys like it. I have decided I'm going to put it up because I like it, so it's definitely a thing that will happen, but I just wanted to show you guys and see what you thought. I also think that I am going to change my profile picture, basically thinking of recreating what I currently have, just because I've got different glasses now, different hair, just so it's a little bit more updated, but in general it won't be any different. So that's the aesthetic, but if there's anything else that you guys think that I should do to change what my channel looks like, how people interact with my channel, I would really, really appreciate that. Also wondering about a channel promo. So at the moment I've got one of my roll of reads because they're incredibly popular and people seem to enjoy them, so I thought it would be a good way for people who are just having a look around, who might want to see what my channel is all about. That's one of the things I do that I really enjoy, so that's a good one for them to see. But should I make a promo? Do you guys have a promo? What do you think about that as an idea? So now I want to talk to you about my intro. This is twofold. So the first one is the current musical intro that I have. This is fairly basic, and I do kind of want to keep the general aesthetic. Like I said, I do like the little purple-ish with the kind of dots of light colour, but this is the new intro that I think I'm going to have, so you should be seeing that on your screen now. I like the way that it's animated. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go ahead with that. I will stick to the music, but it's fairly short, so that's not a problem at all. Yeah, let me know what you think of that. Personally, I think it looks really cool, so I think I am going to go with it. It's in keeping with the channel art, so to me that just makes sense. But again, I'd love to know what you think. The thing that I really want to know is, where do I put it? This is something that I wouldn't say that I have struggled with, because that's way too strong a way of putting it, but this is something that I've changed a couple of times now and I just don't really know what to do about it. At the moment I just have the intro straight up and then I go straight in, okay, this is what we're going to do today. And I've started to think recently that it comes off as though, I don't know, it comes off a little bit like I'm not that interested in thanking people and saying hello. So I'm thinking that maybe an intro that's more like, hello, welcome, thank you so much for joining me, and then today we're going to talk about, and then I can go into the actual content. But where do I do that? Because I've noticed that some people just have straight their little intro music thing, then they start talking straight away, straight after that, so that's the first thing, then they talk or they're not interrupted. But other people do a little hello, welcome, thanks for coming, this is what you're going to watch today, and then they have the intro and then they go into content. I'm thinking I prefer the latter, so I prefer to do like a, here's what you can expect from my video, or from this video today, and then do the intro, and then do the actual content, if that makes sense. Which would mean again that I'm changing the kind of order in which I do things, but it gives people an idea of what they can get out of this particular video, so people can decide right off the bat if they want to continue or not. Whereas the intro straight off, people maybe aren't necessarily, they don't necessarily know what exactly they're going to get from the video, even though, you know, thumbnails and everything should give some idea, but you know what I'm trying to say. They don't necessarily, they've tuned in and they get straight away an intro, they don't necessarily know what they're going to get throughout the video. So maybe the beginning should be, here's what we're going to watch. But also it gives me a chance to be like, hello, you know, a bit more welcoming, a bit more like it's really great to have you, a bit more thankful. I feel like maybe that might encourage more people to be interested in my channel. So as subscribers and people who choose to tune into my content, let me know what you think of that. But if you are here as a potential new subscriber or as a person who hasn't seen my content before, let me know what you think about that as well. The other thing is that I'm wondering, should I just not bother having the little musical intro at all? Should I just be like, hi guys, it's Mel, thanks for coming, today we're going to talk about, and then straight in and not have an intro at all? Let me know what you think there. Personally, at the moment, as I'm filming this, I'm leaning more towards, hello, thanks for coming, here's what we're going to talk about, little musical intro, which is like 3 seconds long or something like that, and then the video. If you have any other suggestions about any of those things that I've talked about, please do let me know. If you think I should do a different thing as my intro, different, you know, keep it what it was. I mean, that's also an option. I could keep it what it was if you guys think that that's actually just fine or it works better. I don't think I mentioned before, but it's probably obvious anyway, but I will be watching myself as well in the comments and having conversations with people, which is why I'm premiering. So yeah, as this video happens, you'll get to communicate with me about what I think and what you think and the suggestions and stuff. That is aesthetics and intro. If there's anything you think that I should think about, change, that I haven't even mentioned, again, same thing, please do let me know. The next thing is something that I am fairly ambivalent about, and that is the calls to action. So I know that all of the YouTube specialist people say that you need to do calls to action at the beginning of your video, at the end of your video, remind people. I was doing that and then I stopped doing it. As you can see at the moment, I have the little please subscribe for more content from me at the beginning, just in text, and then I have at the end, thanks for watching, please blah blah blah, in text as well. The reason that I do that is because in general I feel like, again, this is just my opinion, this is not, you know, you do you. If you like to do a call or you think it's important or you whatever, then do it. But I personally think that, you know, we know how to do it. We know how YouTube works. We are on YouTube. We get it. Asking them to subscribe, I mean, maybe it will ask those people who are a bit, it'll get those people who are a bit like, you know, whatever, maybe, who, you know, on the fence. But is it really going to have that much of an impact on how many people actually subscribe? I don't know. Let me know what you think. What happens on your channel? What do you do? How do you think it works? So with that, if I'm going to do a call to action, should I just stick to what I'm currently doing and just have text every so often? I know that some people do like the little animated, you know, press the bell button, press the subscribe button thing as part of it. I don't know how to get that. I have actually tried to put that on my videos, but I don't know how. So if you think that's worthwhile, could you let me know if you know how to do it? Because that could be something I would potentially consider doing. Should I do an actual voiced call to action? Should I do it at the beginning, at the end? What do you guys think? Like I said, I'm fairly ambivalent about it. It's not my favorite thing to do, but I'm willing to do it if it actually does help. But at the same time, I don't know how much it helps. I know all the YouTube gurus say that it will help, but continuing with that, I have actually added a watermark, which you probably, well, you should be able to see it just down here or here, not sure. It is already there, and it's actually kind of cool because people can click on it and then it gives them an option to subscribe without leaving the video. It's just, as you can see, a little picture of a cat because we have lots of cats in this house. We like cats. Yeah, that's something that I am going to do. I've got it set so that it will go throughout most of the video, start after the intro. I think that's worthwhile because it's fairly inconspicuous. It's always there and easy for people to use. So I will keep that, but should I do something else as well is the point. Anyway, I will move on now to content. So the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about and have you consider is my wrap-ups. At the moment, I have a mid-month and an end-of-month wrap-up. This is working reasonably well for me, but the only thing is that it does mean that I have 2 videos every month that have to fit into a schedule. I personally seem to have lots and lots of things that I want to try and fit in every single month, and I don't want to increase. I already upload twice a week. I don't want to increase my videos, with the exception of the vlogs, which I'm doing every so often whenever I do on a Monday, because I don't want to make it so that I then have to have 3 a month. I think that's a little too much. Given that I have those 2 every single month that I have to do as the wrap-ups, is that something that you think is good content? Do you enjoy that content? Do you watch those 2 wrap-ups? Do you think it's a good thing to do? The reason I started doing it that way is because you probably know this by now, but I tend to talk a lot and babble a lot and have really long pauses, as I'm sure you can tell, a lot of the time. And as much as I might like to sit here and say, I will change that, I will change that, I really won't. It's a part of me, and I've tried in the past to change that. Nothing to do with booktube or YouTube, but just in general, it doesn't work. So let's not pretend that I will be quicker or less pausey or less rambly. How do wrap-ups work for you? Are they content you like to watch? Is it something that you think is worth me doing twice a month? Should I just have a long one at the end of every single month and just say, oh well, it's a long one? A friend of mine did suggest that I do the timestamps so that everyone can switch to the books they actually want to hear me talk about. I don't yet know how to do that, but if people think this is something that's worthwhile, if that's something they appreciate, then I can certainly work out how. And if you're one of those people, please do let me know in the comments as we go along how to go and do that, or, give me some advice. I've thought through some other options for wrap-ups, doing something completely different with the way that I do wrap-ups. So instead of having once a month, a really long one, or less long ones in the middle of the month and at the end of the month, and just talk about all the books that I've been read in that month, I could do a books I've read recently and do that every 5th book. So of course that means that if I slow down, get in a slump, whatever, then potentially I would have a wrap up once every 2 months, or I might have one every week, in which case I'd probably have to rethink it, but you get the idea. I know other people do that. It seems to work well for those people. So if you're one of those people, you happen to be watching, let me know what you think. I could do something similar to what Leanne from Literary Diversions, and other people obviously as well, but Leanne's the one that springs to mind, as doing a favourites and least favourite of the month. So instead of talking absolutely all the books that I have read in the month, then I would talk about my 2 favourites and my 2 least favourites, or something like that, once a month at the end of the month. And then maybe every quarter or something I can do just a general wrap up of all the books that I have read but weren't favourites or least favourites. Or the other option that I thought of, which I actually think would be kind of cool, but I'm not sure how easy it would be to coordinate, but it'd be kind of cool because I think it would be, but also I don't think anyone else does this, or I certainly haven't seen anyone do it. Potentially I could do a genre wrap-up. So like I had with the every 5th book, I could do a every 5th fantasy wrap-up or something like that. Or I could do, like, say July is the fantasy, sci-fi and magical realism wrap-up. August is the mystery thriller gothic wrap-up. September is the contemporary classic and historical wrap-up, and then it continues cycles, and that would be for that quarter. I thought that could be kind of interesting and fun to do. Like I've said, I'm happy to continue with what it is. The only reason why I was a bit unsure is because of the amount of content wanting to create. But, I do enjoy doing wrap-ups. I do think they are a fairly staple of booktube, so I do think they're worthwhile doing. But again, if it's something that you don't particularly like, you don't tune into, let me know that as well, because it'd be good to know. So yeah, comment. So that leads me into the kind of content that you'd like to see. At the moment, my regular videos are the 2 wrap-ups every month, the TBR game, and the kids book of the month. What do you think of that content? Is that the type of content that you want me to make, that you like to watch? Definitely going to continue doing my TBR game. I really enjoy doing it, and they are my most watched videos, so absolutely will continue. Pretty sure they've gotten me my most amount of subscribers. Definitely will have those. I will keep some form of wrap up, but like I said, I'm just going to figure out how to do that wrap up. Ideally, I'd like to just do the one a month, but how do you think I should do that? So Again, the structures I've talked about. Incidentally, it is all, I am going to put all these notes in the description, so if there's anything that I've talked about that you can't remember, the two that I'm the most uncertain about on how I want to continue to have these are the Kids Book of the Month and the Favourites, which includes my number generated randomised booktube shoutouts. I thought that was fun last time, and it's definitely got people watching and interested. That's something that I think I will continue doing, just when and how. So should I do a separate video that is just a booktuber shout out once a month? Should I do a just booktuber shout out once a quarter? Should I do it as part of the favourites video? Do you like the favourites video? Should they be once a month, once a quarter, once every 2 months? The Kids Book of the Month is my least watched video, but I really like doing them, and I don't want to not do them. But should I make it a regular once a month, given that it is my lowest watched video, or should I do it once a quarter? Should I do it as part of the favourites or at the end of the wrap-ups? Should I just have it so that every single, or maybe not every single video, but a couple of videos every month have a, and here's a kids book that I really like? Or like I said, should I do it as at the end of the wrap-up, do that, or do a favourites? Or should I just keep doing my once a month Kids Book of the Month? I do know, of course, that I have to be happy with the content, but I also want to make content that people are enjoying. So while I definitely intend to keep those, it's the frequency and exactly how is more what I'm searching for. So in summary, should I do a wrap-up twice a month? Should I just do a longer wrap-up at the end of the month? Should I do a longer wrap-up at the end of the month but make sure I have the timestamps so that people can switch to whichever books they actually want to listen to? Should I do genre-based wrap-ups every quarter and cycle them round? Should I do once every 5th book? How should I structure my wrap-ups? With the Kids Book of the Month content, should they continue to be monthly individual videos, or should they be paired with something else, or should they just be less frequent? So once every 2 months, once every quarter, or something like that. What other videos do you guys want to see? Because I know that hauls is something that people do a lot of and people really seem to like. Hauls in general seem to get a lot of views. I don't put a huge amount of hauls up on my channel. I tend to save the hauls that I do, or the books that I buy, to have bigger hauls. But should I try and do that more like once a month? And even if it's just 2 or 3 books that I've read, that I've bought in that month, I can show you. What do you think of that? Unhauls is a difficult one because I probably unhaul a lot less than a lot of people, and potentially less than I ought to. Should I try and do regular unhauls? And I don't think that it would be once a month, let's be honest, but once every 2 months, once a quarter. Feeling like maybe it's something I should think about doing more frequently, not just from a content creation point of view, but from a, am I really going to reread this book? Should I actually put it out into the world where other people who are more likely to get enjoyment out of it can get enjoyment out of it? Side of things, but obviously it's content that people do enjoy also, so maybe I just need encouragement rather than a yes or no, do that content from you guys to actually do unhaul more often. Yeah, so let me know what you think about that. Like I said, please let me know about the booktube shout out. When and how should that happen? Because I had a great time doing that at the end of my favourites video, and like I said, it definitely seemed to be something that people appreciated and liked. So should I do that as a separate video once a month, as a separate video once every 2 months, or once a quarter? Should I do it as a part of another video like the favourites, or maybe at the end of the wrap-ups, or maybe at the end of something else? Or should I do it like one every second video can have a Saturdays can be my booktube shout out at the end of a video, or something like that? Let me know what you think, how that would work, what you'd like that to look like. That would be really fantastic. So that's it. That is all the things that I want to get your feedback on. Thank you to everyone who has been commenting, making suggestions, chatting with me as this has premiered. Thank you to all the people who are watching it later and making comments as well. This, as you know, is going to go up on Saturday the 29th of May, and I will give myself a week to decide what to do with all of the information that you guys have given me. So I will do a Saturday the 5th of May, we'll have a video where I talk through all the changes and what that is. So if you're watching this video many months from now, thank you for watching, and I hope that you like the changes that I have now implemented. Anyway guys, thank you all so much for watching, for joining, for helping. I really hope that you found this video interesting, got something out of it, and yeah, I will see you next time.